Thanks, Rod. Thanks, Rod. Thanks, Ron. You know who he is. Amanda Hardy, I do know who she is. She's back with our Moneywise segment, and today we're talking about saving for those major purchases. Ooh, yes. That's a big deal, isn't it?
It is a big deal because
we don't do it.
We don't do it, but we all want those big things.
We do.
We all want.
Now, are we
new
talking
stuff.
about cars? Or are we talking about big vacations?
It could be anything. It could be anything. You know, if you're thinking about maybe a vehicle. Do you want that brand new vehicle that just came out, you know, because we know
that depreciates, they say, the minute you drive it off.
As you drive it off.
Yeah.
You know, but the big thing is you don't want to just go out and do it spur of the moment. You want to plan, because if you don't do all that planning, you're possibly not going to have a savings. You're going to use some of your money that would have been for a for instance, the washing machine goes out and, you know, you need that money for that. So you're spending that money that's set aside. So you need to plan. One way of doing that we've talked about a lot of times is just taking that money, putting it, you know, out of your check every month, putting it into a different account, or just saving a little bit. We know that if you take cash, you're less likely to spend. And then also the other part of this is credit cards. You know, you don't want to run up all your credit cards, because if you run up a credit card for $1,000 item and you don't pay but monthly on it, it could take you up to 10 years to pay off that credit card.
Well, and not to mention how much are you spending on that $1,000? If you spend $1,000 on a credit card and you pay it over 12-month period, how much are you doubling that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is increasing like you wouldn't believe, because they're tacking on I did it 1 month just to see how much they would tack on, which I know sounds crazy, but I wanted to see in my end,
have your own
was it
experience
worth it?
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
And by that next month, I had $50 added onto that credit card.
And that's a service fee and interest and all kinds of other bill pay fee.
Yeah, and $50 adds up every month. So you don't necessarily want to do that. So saving cash is always the best option. You know, trying not to put things on a credit card, of course, is very important. But, you know, if you want to purchase that nice item for yourself, have the money to do it. Have some money set aside, you know, whether it's taking $10 a week and putting it back, cutting back on eating out, cutting back on the vending machines. We've talked about that in the past, how much money you can save on vending machines, going and getting your coffee every day, or whatever it is that interests you. If you could just cut back on that, you know, during the week, have a special day to go out to eat or something like that. You know, you can really save a lot of money doing that.
Do you find that most companies that have direct deposit have payroll deduction as well? So you could hold, like this, I'm going to reroute this to my savings account?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you can divide it up however you want it in the bank. Most banks will do that for you.
And that's a little less painful because you're not really getting it in your hand or in your account.
Yes, you're not seeing it
away. What do you think our pushbacks usually are about getting started?
Just the whole thought of not having that money in our hand, I think, is the biggest thing people worry about. You think that you live from month to month on paychecks, and that is hard. But, you know, if you can set aside and really budget, you know, a lot of people do not budget monthly when they get their paycheck, however it is, once a week, twice a week, whatever. They're not budgeting that money. They get money in their hand and they use it.
All right.
So, you know,
yes.
And that's one thing that we go back to about having cash. If you've got only so much cash, you're only going to spend what you have. And when you don't have it anymore, you don't have it.
I have a couple, and they both have a certain amount of cash at the first of the week. And this is fill up your car, eat your lunch from your job, and that's it. And it's the same amount of money, and they've made it work. Admire them.
Oh, yeah, because it's hard. I mean, it's hard. I'll be honest. I have a hard time keeping cash in my wallet. I have kids, and they want to take it right out.
Well, yes.
You know, so yeah, absolutely, if you can do that. But it's hard. And the other suggestion is take a month and write down everything you spend and see where it goes.
It's eye-opening, isn't it?
It's very eye-opening.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
We'll be back with more local lifestyles right after this.